become an important part of our cultural life. And Bud Schulberg was the writer. Bud Schulberg, who wrote one of the great Hollywood novels, What Makes Sammy Run.
Yeah.
So it's interesting. In some ways, they were pretty rich on talent in that prosecution team.
Bud Schulberg, an Oscar Award-winning movie producer and screenwriter, best known for such works as On the Waterfront, What Makes Sammy Run, and The Harder They Fall, spoke at the Jackson Center in January of 2004. The principal reason for coming was to talk about his experience filming the plight of Nazi concentration camp victims and preparation of the movie entitled The Nazi Plan. However, during an interview, he talked at length concerning his path as it traverses the path of Leni Riefenstahl. Here's the story.
Who wanted you to bring her? Who issued the subpoena, or how did that come about?
Well, I just decided that she would be valuable, and then I told Jim Donovan that I would like to have her available, and from that point they took it on, took it over.
So it was your idea.
It was, yeah, okay. but I don't deserve a lot of praise for that, because anybody working in Berlin in 1945, focusing on film, would certainly put Leni Riefenstahl as number one really.
Right.
It didn't take any genius to think that we should talk to her to see how she did those films. Up in Berlin, where we were planning the films for the trial, we ran the Triumph of the Will. Leni Riefenstahl, powerful, scary, powerful propaganda, pro-Hitler film, and we thought that there might be ever so many occasions to identify people, some military people, some like Schacht and so forth, who were at the party congress, nodding assent when Hitler was making dangerous threats against neighboring countries, all the rest of it. And we thought the tribunal was very tough on us, I guess rightly, in wanting witnesses, fearing that the German counsel might be able to throw photographic evidence out, if not probably identify and all the rest of it. And so we got the idea then that maybe we ought to find Leni Riefenstahl. It was one of the main film propagandists for Hitler. She not only made Triumph of the Will, but other smaller party day films, and through the Army counterintelligence and some OSS work, we found where she was living outside of Munich, somewhere on the lake, in kind of a dasher. Anyway, we found her, and so I went down to just a open weapons carrier. Transportation was really tough all over. Everybody was scrounging around to get it cheap, and I just an army driver with me, and I went in to see her in my naval uniform, and there she was, and very nice house, and she was very worried when she saw me come in, and but she then sat me down and said, "You know, I was never a Nazi." Just went in this whole song and dance that was so familiar for so many Germans. Never a Nazi. I was a pure artist. It was just a subject that I was using in order to make a pure a documentary art. And she said, I'm very misunderstood, because when I went to Hollywood in 1938, everybody there turned out, and they received me as a film artist and not as a Nazi. And she didn't know, of course, that I came from Hollywood, and that I had been one of those, in a small way, that had helped to boycott the reception that Max Sennett was giving for her. Out there, we had arranged that every invitee, like Melvin Douglas and Dorothy Parker and many of the liberal anti-Nazi celebrities, Freddie March, a whole bunch, each had a list of 10 people to call not to go. And so only, it was a complete fiasco of a party. Only the extreme right wing, the McLaughlins and really the fascist-minded people in Hollywood turned up. And she didn't, of course, had no idea. I let her talk for a little while, and then...
Let me get this straight. She's telling you the story of what a success it was, little not knowing that you're sitting there wearing an Army uniform, a Navy uniform, and you had undermined this event, which occurred many years earlier.
That's right. That's absolutely true. That's absolutely true. And I didn't tell her. I didn't say anything. I just said yes. I wasn't going to get into any argument with her. But I finally, after I heard her out, this warrant was burning a hole in my pocket, on my side pocket. I took out this warrant. I finally said, "Well, Miss Riefenstahl, I'm very sorry, but I have a warrant. I have to take you to Nuremberg." Whereupon, then she screamed. She screamed something like, "Pussy, pussy! They're arresting me!" And a little man raced in. I don't know where the hell he came from, and she said, "They're taking me away." She was really hysterical. I tried to explain to her that she was not going there as a war criminal or indicted war criminal, but simply as a material witness, and that she would have to come with me and stay, and that she wouldn't be in jail. She'd be in a hotel. There was kind of a guest house that they had for the different witnesses. And so she came very reluctantly in this open car, just the three of us, all the way to Nuremberg.